I would say the first live for 2025, and I really bring us over here this morning just to uplift you, motivate you, get your mindset right. We want to help you to get the mindset right and just remind you that you are influenced by 5 factors in life. So we come with notes, we come with notes this morning. We come with a positive mindset. That's what we've been doing on this platform for the past 3 years. This year going to make 4 years if we see out this 4 year. But first, we just want to tell you, say, I hope you had a good celebration, because when we say Happy New Year, it's like we think the year is over, but the year is just getting started. And that's the truth. We don't know what lies ahead. For a lot of people, it's going to be the best at time, and for some people, it's going to be the worst at time. We don't know what lie ahead, but whatever lie ahead, come what may, you just need to know that you can't let it define you. You can't let it break you, all right? A lot of people went into 2024, and that was the last time they heard to go around the sun with them in it, right? So if you are waking up this morning, regardless of how you're feeling, as long as your oxygen, your body is able to oxygenate your blood and send it around your body, then give thanks. But outside of that, there is more to life than just waking up and living. There is more to life. And we come this morning, we try to do our little bit, because we do personal development. We try to help people or persons. We try to put them on to what we have learned over the past 3 years, coming to the past 4 years. Because even this morning, when I opened my book that I written down my yearly goals and achievement for, right? I've been doing that for like 3 years now. And it was actually surprising to me when I was looking back. I've seen, all right, in some instances, I've made big steps. In some instances, I've made small increment steps. But as a wise man said, elephant don't bite. All right. So not all the big goals I was able to achieve. But what I see when I was reading and looking back, I'm seeing where I'm making steps towards my goal. And then when I open the book this morning, I see something that I've written down on the front page for like 3 years ago. And it said, I'm influenced by 5 factors in life. And I'm like, okay, a lot of people who follow my page are seeing me for the first time. Maybe they have never seen this or they have never heard this. And I'm like, all right, this morning I want to come over here and just to say that to somebody, and maybe they can take it and they can run with it. Or some people come down now too much at the beginning. Come, all right, bless up yourself. Yeah, if that's how you feel, then this life is not for you. All right. Yes, because you'll be a reflection of the books you read and the people you hang out with. And maybe you don't want to see me, you don't want to hear me, because you are looking for the ignorant people. You are looking for the aggressive people. You are looking for the mix-up. That is totally fine with me, right? Because if you are a non-progressive person, if you are an ignorant person, I've said it all the while, my life is not for you. All right, my life, I know who my life is for. Bless it. And the person said, thanks for the encouraging words. So, because you got some people, a lot of you come on this platform and you are looking the entertainment and the shock value. We are not about that. We are one black man. If you see me on this platform, we're never here to dance, monkey dance for 2 roses. We are not about that. I don't need your roses. I don't need your likes, and I don't need your comments, because what I'm sure about, I do not need non-progressive people in my life, because the Bible tells me, why look for the living amongst the dead? You are never going to find non-progressive people hanging out with me, right? This is why when you come on my life, sometimes you might see 10, 5, 6, because we know what we are talking about. It is not popular, all right? The truth is not popular. For you to tell somebody that you are the maker, all of us are self-made, but only the successful people will admit it. Some people don't want to hear that. Bless it, being inspired. But it's not about inspire, because what we find, a lot of people come on this platform and say that they are inspiring you, but they are motivating you. A lot of people, when they are motivated, they trivialize hard work. For the past 3 years, we talk about personal development. And especially if you have the skin tone like me and you look like me, the one if you can tell you as a black man or as a black woman, say, yo, we have to save ourselves, we have to empower ourselves, we have to educate ourselves, right? But on this platform, I'm not here for the people or the persons who is looking for the entertainment or want to be entertained. Check out my page. Everything on my page is geared towards personal development. You know, have to accept it, because so when Jesus did a walk earth and I talk about love and forgiveness, people reject Jesus. You know, have to accept me. But when you're coming on my life, I'm not the Swiss Lee, nor I'm not the typical black men that you guys used to. Because a lot of you come on this platform and freak out black people pitney with 2 little rows we value penny. Right, so anybody come in my life, ask them. If you come across my life, you're going left with something, whether you want to use it or you don't want to use it. It's totally incumbent on you. So this morning we come to tell us that we are going in 2025. And if you're never blessed, yes, man, because some of them want to see black people behave illiterate. The more illiterate black people behave on this platform is the bigger audience. And you got some black people, them want, okay, you got some people, you know, me come to do a simple life this morning. But you got some people, right? They like to see you behave a certain way so you can justify their ignorance. So what we find with some black people on this platform, they like to see their fellow black brothers and sisters. A lot of them is looking on some people come on this platform with nothing to say, nothing to do. And what we find as black people, we gather over there and we give them an audience and we're not being honest with them. Right? So when you come in my life and you realize, okay, this black brother does not want my validation, or this brother does not sound like he is illiterate because he sound like he is learned, right? He is reading, he is learning. For the past 3 years of personal development, we talk about the books, we talk about the philosophers, we talk about reading the book from James Allen, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You think in secret, but it comes to pass. The environment is nothing but a looking glass. We talk about Les Brown, we talk about Bob Proctor, we talk about Jim Rohn. And we don't have a big audience, and that's fine. Because you know what? We understand that if we didn't behave like we don't have no sense, we don't have 2,000 and 3,000. Look at Jamaica. In the last year of Jamaica, some of the worst elements of Jamaican population has been elevated to stardom. What have you learned from them? What have they teach you? And this is why in Jamaica there's a raging debate. What should we do about TikTok? Because it is leading people down a destructive path. So when you come from my life, you know, have to be a part of my cause. You see, me like this Bible story when Jesus was crucified, right? And his disciples keep turning up and looking for him. And Jesus appeared to him and said, why are you looking for the living amongst the dead? For the past 3 years, I've been coming on this platform and I've been saying, be careful where people find you. You won't find me in every and anybody group. Because as I did a lecture yesterday, because we don't do live, we do lecture. And yesterday we said we are all buying into somebody's plan. Whose plan are you buying into? It's a new year. Blessed it's a new year. And a lot of us still be doing in the old things. A lot of us will be doing the old things that did not serve us. A lot of us is coming into 2025. Financial worse off, emotionally worse off, family worse off. A lot of us come on this platform and neglect family. A lot of us spend hours and claiming that we want to go viral. A lot of us got a patch of grass. A lot of us is neglecting our patch of grass. A lot of us are neglecting our family values, neglecting our friendship values because of we claiming that we want to go viral. So we're spending time and just commenting and giving rose just to hear somebody shout out your name or shout out your handle so you can feel like, okay, we are not about that. We come this morning and we categorically wake up this morning and I was going through my goals. And he said, when I opened my book this morning, he said, you're going to tell the top farmers them, you are influenced by 5 factors. One is your environment. Where are you spending your time with? Who are you spending your time in? Where are you showing up? Which life are you when you come on this platform, are you going into people rooms with values? That's because nowadays it's not just about the physical environment, but we are talking about a digital environment. So as I said, 5 factors that will influence your life. One is your environment. Who are you spending your time with? If you wake up this morning, you have to sit down and think, where did I spend most of my time in 2024? Who did I spend most of my time with? What do I have to show for it? And if you ask me first time, you see it, I sit on my chest, you ask the top farm. You ask the top farm boss. And this is what, as I say it all the while, this is what black excellence look like, right? Because what we find nowadays, them like when black people come over on this platform and behave ignorant and dance with them and do some weird, no, me no need the big audience because guess what? You see, if you rock with me because a wise man said, you'll be a reflection of the books you read and the people you hang out with. Anybody that's been hanging out on top farm platform for the past 3 years. I think I was the other day, somebody sent me a message and said, you know what, thank God I came across your life because you mentioned a book. and I went and buy the book, and I'm looking forward to changing my life for 2025, right? But it's the beauty about life. You don't have to change. You can wake up 2025 and do the same thing that you used to do 2024. That's the beauty of free will. You can still do the same old thing. But guess what? You won't be getting a different result, because that's the definition of insanity, for to be doing the same old thing, but you want a different result. So if you want to change your life, you got to know that there's 5 factors that will have a profound effect on your life. One is the environment, right? And the number 2 is the events. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis? What do you do? As a wise man said, every day you either move closer to your goal or you move further away from your goal. Right? Yeah, man, that's what we do for the past year. And remember, we always said this episode is brought to you by Top Farm, where it is a strong brand for the strong people. So your environment is one, and if you are getting a pen and write it down, because when you see my live this morning, I want to make sure you feel, because a wise man said a 1 or 2 way to face the future. You're either optimistic, you either feel, because you're either anticipating the future, or you are apprehensive about the future. 1 of 2 ways to face your future: anticipation or apprehension. How did you wake up and feel about 2025? So we are covering 5 factors. We're covering 5 factors that will affect your life. And I said the first one is your environment, right? And it goes right back to the Bible. Jesus said to the disciples, why are you looking for the living amongst the dead? Are you showing up? Are you going around people and persons who is motivating you? Are you going around people and persons who is inspiring you? Because you got some people, them alive, but them dead. I've done live already where I said you got people coming on this platform claiming that they are alive, but they are dead. They got nothing to teach you. That's the epitome of somebody who is going live, but they are dead. Are you showing up in those rooms? How much hours a day? I think yesterday I was watching this girl just doing her eyelash, and I think she got like 70, 80 people just doing her eyelash and just looking somebody to curse. I'm not here to judge anybody, but I think I've come up with the phrase and coined the phrase that people claim to be going live, but they are dead. Because unless you come in on this platform and somebody is motivating you to go and start a business, somebody is motivating you to really look, self-introspect, examine your life, take responsibility for your action, then you are part of the dead crowd. And as I said, the second one is the events. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis? What are Blessed Black King? I think you're the on my live yesterday. We appreciate you. We appreciate the top farmers. As I said, we appreciate, we don't take it lightly coming on this platform. And when we get the audience, we appreciate it. But we just know that when we wake up with a message and said, all right, it is the 1st of January. This was what the most, when I opened my book this morning, this was what was on the first page, right? And I did not have an idea of this until about 3 to 4 years ago. 5 factors that will influence your life. 1 is the environment. 2 is the events. 3 is the knowledge. 3 is the knowledge. What do you know? We live in a day and age nowadays. It's what you know. Forget who you know. Because nobody can just open a door sometimes and let you through. Because even if somebody open a door and pull you through, you still have to do what they want you to do. This is why nowadays you got some people, you got successful. When you have a one successful person in a family, he or she is not thinking to leave the entire family behind. Because if I want to build a business, I need to go and align myself with the people and the persons who can help me to achieve my goal. So gone are the days when family and friends used to do the self-sacrificial lamb for the entire family. Guess what? I want to build a business. I'm not going to hang about with the families and the friends who can't help me to achieve my goal. So nowadays he said, what you know? Are you reading? I think we cover some books that you should be reading for 2025. We literally, I think it was a couple of days ago, leading up to the new year, we went into some books that, listen to me, because knowledge is the key. This is why when King Solomon prayed, God said you can have anything you want. I love that story. God said anything you want, you can have it. And he prayed for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because we live in a day and age now. If you don't have the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding, then you truly get left behind. Nowadays, it's your brain. It's not even the physical attributes that's going to make you rich, because we have some people that make some serious money off of technology. We're living in the day and age of knowledge. If you ask me for the first time, we literally come by and bless you. That's what we do on this platform. Can you relist the books then, please? Last time I did that, definitely I read off 6 books, right? So the first book was The Richest Man in Babylon. And the reason why I always recommend that book, because to be on top form is to be in peak physical fitness, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, ultimately, economically, right? So we have to understand that a chain is as strong as its weakest link. Then we can lead you into the books, because we have to know the why behind the how. So I always recommend that money is the way we pay for goods and service on this blue spinning planet. So once we understand money, because nothing causes frustration, demotivation than not having money. When we don't have money to do what we want in life, we feel demotivated. We feel like, what's the point? Like, you got some people that wake up and them go up on the internet, and you got them family and them friends. They are some tropical country and them stuck into a little room in the UK, or them see them family and friend that travel. And so this is what leads us to demotivation and demoralization. I always recommend the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. To be honest, that was the first book I purchased. Once I read that book, I realized, okay, it is not impossible to want financial freedom. It is not impossible to achieve financial freedom. And the reason why I love that book, it's in a simple format. And one of the simplest things you'll find in that book, he said it's not what you earn, but it's what you are able to save, or what you are willing to save. Save no less than 1/10 of your earning. It did not say save 20%, save 1/10. No, I'm not a mathematician, but I know that if you make £10 a week and you save £1, it also emphasizes that you should save first, then spend what's left. It talks about the importance of setting yourself a budget. It does not have to be constrained, but you set yourself a budget. Again, it talks about planting a wealth tree. A man's riches is not what's in his purse, but does he have a golden stream to refill it? That was the first book I literally purchased. The second book I always recommend is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. I don't get commission. I don't make a penny off this platform. I just appreciate that God give me the skills and the know-how to come over here and try to motivate people, because I was at that point in life where I feel like I'm just being held hostage. What's the point of even being alive? Like, when you're waking up and you're just waking up and you're feeling like people is living and you are just existing, it is a sorry place to be. You don't have money. Your family are going on holiday. You just sit, as my mother and say, you just sit down and look like brother dog, right? Then we purchase the book, James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. That book is going to empower you. That book is going to weave a level of confidence, self-control that you can, as I describe that book nowadays, I watch people justify my mind. I watch people try to take control. Sometimes it's like I'm having an outer body experience, but it's because I understand that book tell me, say, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You think in secret, but it comes to pass. Your environment is nothing but a looking glass. So if you are sitting down and telling yourself that I'm good for nothing, my life is not worth living, then that's what's going to be showing up in your surrounding, right? And I'll always link that book to a Les Brown quote. Les Brown said, right, one man opinion of you does not have to become your reality. So if I'm telling myself I've got greatness in me, whenever time I sit down and I'm having a quiet moment and I'm saying I'm worth it, my life means something, I'm here for a reason, then how can you come and tell me that I'm not worth it and I'm not good for nothing? Because I don't believe that. As a wise man said, your belief create the fact. Whatever you believe about yourself, That's what you will be living. So if you believe that you're a person of worth and a person of value and your life have meaning, then honest to God. If you see me for the first time, this is what we do. And this episode is brought to you by Top Farmware. Right? Remember, check out www.topfarmware.com. The third book I always recommend is The Science of Getting Rich. The Science of, listen to me. The third book I recommend, and I will never stop recommend that book, is The Science of Getting Rich. As a wise man said, things don't just happen. It happens just, right? So as it said in that book, that you have to do the right business in the right location. Forget the support from family and friends, all right? Do the right business in the right location. And I always use the story where people don't understand that. And in social media, a lot of people just want to sound smart and a lot of people just want a sound bite. You must hear a lot of people saying that McDonald's is not into burger, McDonald's is into real estate. And I constantly telling people that is the biggest pile of garbage you will ever hear. What McDonald's does, they do the right business in the right location. As it said in the book, you would not open an ice cream parlor in the middle of the desert. It also reminds you, as a black king, as a black queen, there is no virtue in being poor, because sometimes our mother and father did not have enough to give us. So they told us one of the biggest lies: money is the root of all evil. That book is telling you, look, there is no virtue in being poor. In order to live a happy life, you should be going to the museums, the movies, have time to spend with your family. A lot of us is so financially wrapped up in a financial turmoil that we can't even find time to enjoy our family. That book, after I purchased that book and I recommend that book, I always recommend the book, Think and Grow Rich. If you really admire successful people and persons, if when you turn on your TV, you say, oh, Jeff Bezos is rich and I want to be like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, then you have to be rich. As a wise man said, you want to be rich, you want to be successful, you got to study success. You want to be rich, you have to be studying rich. A lot of us are out there studying poverty, but we want to be rich. As my teacher said, find out what the poor people read and don't read it. Find out what they do and don't do it. So this morning for 2025, if you desire success, I am going to be telling you, you got to be studying success. Now, here is a book that's telling you, Think and Grow Rich. It also goes back to the story that I love how Earl Nightingale told it, Acres of Diamond. A lot of us has got diamond within us. A lot of us have got a rich vein of gold in us, but we have never sit down and think. You got to be thinking, because ideas is what change life. Ideas is what change the world. From where you are to where you want to be, you are just an idea away. Not a miracle. Not somebody coming and saving you. You are just an idea. Got to sit down. You got to think. Think. Recommend that book, Think and Grow Rich. Those are some of the books that we talk about. But back to this morning lecture. I said you are influenced by 5 factors in life. We cover environment, we cover events, and we cover knowledge. So we only got 2 more to go. And it's right. So once you take stock of your surrounding, you take stock of how you're spending your time, you take stock of your knowledge, right? Then after that, you must set your goals. Gotta be setting your goal. Number 5, your goals, right? Above all, you have to be setting goals. Because as I said, goals are signposts in life. You have to be setting your goals. You have to. Like, for me this morning, I wake up and I open my goal book. I don't really open that throughout the year. I mean, it was a good read, but a bad read, because I did not hit all the goals. But guess what? It's like football. Can you imagine, right? A lot of men and women nowadays, they live for football. Could you imagine if there was no goals for the people them to score? You would have 22 people just kicking a ball around. Your life is like that. You have to have your goals, because guess what? Your goals are the signpost in life. So imagine a game of football, no goal post, nothing for them to hit, nothing for them to achieve. That's not even a football match anymore. Your life is no different. You wake up, you don't got your long-term goal, you don't got your short-term goal, you don't got your mid-term goal. Then what are you doing in life? What are you doing? You don't have to share your goals. Like I've got some goals, like if I should tell you my goals in life, you would say I'm crazy. But the truth of the matter is I can see where I am making steps. Like I want to be, I see myself as a personal development coach. And when I first started, so even when I was writing my gratitude this morning, I was able to tell God thanks because I feel more confidence from when I first started. I can see where I'm making the progress. But that was from me having a clear goal. And once you have your clear goal, the number 5, you have to have them defined. So once having a goal is not enough, but you have to be able to define them. You have to make sure you can check the result. And everybody, I think I love this this abbreviation they come up with. They call it SMARTA goals. Once you start, make sure it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, it's time-based, etc., etc. So don't just set your goals. But if I don't want to do all the work for you. But there is an acronym: 1, environment; 2, knowledge. Set your goals. Perfect. You're a perfect student. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, right? I want to, because as a wise man said, right? As a wise man said, using one candle to light another does not diminish the light of the one that was used to light another, right? So everything I come over here and share. And I always tell people about Jim Rohn. I tell people about Les Brown. I tell people about Bob Proctor. I tell people about Earl Nightingale, right? And as I love the story in the Bible about the sowers and the reapers. A farmer goes out to sow some seeds. Some fell in the pathway. Some fell amongst thorns. But the short version of the story, not everybody. Some people go and sit in the room and it fell on the earth, but it does not take root. But if I can find one person who's like, because I've been there where I'm just waking up and existing and just looking like everything and anything is beyond my reach and my capability. So everything, one, I have to start pay attention to my environment. The second, I need to pay attention to the events. The third one, I've got to, right? So once I pay attention to the events, and then I need to make sure that my knowledge. So this was when I started to buy books. So now you understand every discipline affects each other, because I had to take stock of where I was spending my time. I used to watch so much TV, it would last a lifetime. That was one of the events. There was nothing on TV I would not miss. So once I start take control of my time and my energy, and I start investing in learning, believe me, you'll surprise yourself. Anything you want to achieve in life, it's not beyond your capability, but you have to follow those 5 steps. It's simple, it's tested, and it's proven, right? Once you set your goals, then make sure they are achievable, realistic, and they are time based, etc., etc. Right? But it's not impossible for you to have a successful 2025, right? I also had to come up with 3 big W's. So if you are truly interacting, give me a like, and I'm going to drop the 3 big W's you gotta be asking yourself for 2025. As I said, my life are unique. It's what we call personal development. I'm moving to a subscription based at some point, and I'm putting up my content up there, right? So I'm a person, we have 3 big W's. Ask yourself these questions. What do I want? From you. So it's from you, it's your life. What do I want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? What do you want to achieve? Right? Once you do that, so you can write that at the top and you can start to make a list. Once you do that, the second one, what do I want to see? Who do I want to see? Where do I want to travel? What kind of result? What do I want to see in my life? What do I want to see? Where do I want to see the gains? Where do I want to see the changes? Where do I want to see the plus? Where do I want, so 3 big W's. It's what do I want? What do I want to see? And what do I want to be? What do you want to be in life? Right? You will be what you will to be. It's not what I tell you to be. It is not what I tell you to be. You will be what you will to be. All right? And as a wise man said, all of us are self-made, but only the successful people will admit it. We are all self-made, but only the successful people will admit it. And if you write that at this is something that I've done. It is something that I've done. And like I said, right, I come on this platform. I think I was surprised yesterday because I've been on this platform for the past 3 years and I post a video. If you don't believe me, you can actually check it out. Yesterday, I posted a video and said the beauty about this platform, you can find anything that you're looking for. If you only want to be entertained, it is your God-given right. You can find the entertainment. If you want to find something to uplift you, something to feed your mind, it is hard to find it. But maybe you are somebody, because there's a story being told. There was this guy living in Florida, right? And there was a flood coming and the police come to save him and he turned them away. The ambulance service come and he turned them away, right? The fire service come and then he turned them away. When he actually drowned and when he went to heaven, he said to Jesus, why didn't you come and save me? And Jesus said, look how much somebody has sent to save you and you turned them away. So maybe there is a reason why my life came up in front of you. Maybe you are praying to God for a better 2025, but you have never heard about the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Maybe you are in financial turmoil. Maybe you are making enough money, but you don't know how to save it and how to invest it. You have prayed to God and he said to me, all right, go in front of this guy. This is how he works in mysterious ways. He said, I have ways you know not of. Do not think he's going to burst through the clouds and come and save you. But when you are praying for deliverance and he put somebody like me in front of you, it is incumbent on you to take up the saving. You gotta participate in your own rescue. So if you are in financial turmoil and you're praying to God and he's like, you have never heard about this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, then it's incumbent on you to write it down, because you have prayed to God for financial guidance, for financial deliverance. If you are feeling low in self-confidence, if you are feeling like I don't have any self-worth and you are praying to God, then he said, tell this guy about the book, As a Man Thinketh. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Maybe somebody at your work is driving you crazy. Maybe you are saying, I'm going to destroy somebody, I'm going to take somebody's life. And he said in the book, many are good men, so are they good life, because they lack self-control. So maybe you have prayed to God and said, God, please, this person is testing my faith. And he said to you, all right, go on TikTok and you come across my life. And he tell you, say, all right, tell you about the book, As a Man Thinketh. Because in the book, it said, many are good men, so are they good life, because they lack self-control. So this is how it works. So it's not about God bursting through the clouds. Maybe you have been told throughout your life, look, there's money is the root of all evil, and you are praying to God, but you got the gift, you got the talent, but you don't like money, you don't want to charge people for the work we're doing. And he said, I tell this guy about the book, The Science of Getting Rich. Maybe you feel like you overcome with jealousy. Maybe you feel like you overcome with greed. And it's incumbent on me if you tell us in the book, it said, no man has anything that belongs to you. So this is how it works. Now it's on you to either listen, put it into practice, or go back on your knee and start praying. And then you're going to wake up and say, well, I've been praying and God has never saved me. God has never delivered me. It doesn't work like that. You got to look out for the signs. You got to know what you're praying for. There's many people on this platform and you find yourself in front of me. As a wise man said, we find what we seek. Some people don't want to see me because they want to see the mix-up. They want to see the ignoble behavior. They want to see people behave a certain way and just be boisterous and curse it. And that's fine, because if that's what you are looking for, then you should find it. This is why you got a lot of people nowadays that go around the world and say, no good man, no there, no good woman, no there, no good people, no there. This is why I think I'm going to wrap it up, because this morning, the key and the anchor to what we really want to talk about this morning was to say the way to passion peace is by overcoming oneself, right? And if one is anxious to reform the world, let him begin by reforming himself. So it's okay for us to go there and say, no good people not there, no good man not there, no good woman not there. How about we start to change? Because we are attracting the things that's costing us problem and bother in this world. We are attracting them. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to accept it or not, because like attract like. If you are a positive person, I guarantee you, negative people will not want to be around you. Once you start to change your mindset, change your attitude, toxic people, because guess what? Toxic people need toxic energy to feed off. Negative people need negative energy to feed off. But if you're a negative person and when you come around me, I am just resonating positivity, then you stop come around. You will stop come around. Because guess what? You can't be dealing, you want to be negative. How dare I try to raise your frequency and try to change your mindset. So this is why even when you go in some of these rooms, I see it all the while. It drives me crazy. They claim they are alive and they send you request to, and when you go in the live, it's like a pity party and we are just bashing God's eyes creation. How about you take a look at yourself? Because we find what we carry. No good man not there, then you are not a good man. No good woman not there, then you are not a good woman. We can kid ourselves. We can kid ourselves and tell ourselves that we are not the problem. But how about you take responsibility for the role that you have played that got you to the point that you are in life? And if you see me for the first time, this live was brought to you by Top Farm. All right? We love having 8 to 10 people watching me. We don't like having the hundreds of people because I've had a couple of live where like 100 people was watching and I start questioning, am I telling the truth? Because the truth is never popular. And when you start reach a certain amount of people, then probably the truth is you're not telling the truth. But if you're seeing me for this morning, we come over here, we tell you that there's 5 factors that will influence your life, all right? And that was the key message to this live this morning, all right? Every good seminar must have a key point. And the key point this morning, 5 factors that will influence your life. 1, your environment. 2, the events. 3, the knowledge, right? And we said, make sure you have your goals. That's number 4, right? And once you have your goals, make sure you set your goals and you're able to assess and making sure that you get the result, all right? I will also give you, make sure you're taking stock of these 3 big W's. There's 3 big W's in life. You've got to set them. You've got to ask yourself the questions. What do I want to do with my life? A lot of us have people doing what they want to do with our life. Give me a likes. Give me a left on the now. I feel like me a sweat. Me a sweat few in the new year, you know. Me a sweat few to give thanks if you ask me for the first time. The 3 big W. It is the first. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's the 1st of January. Get your pen out and write. If you can see, I don't know if you can see because I'm using a background. These 3 big W's, all right? The 3 big W's. Got to ask yourself, what do I want to do with my life? Not what family and friends and cousins and uncles. It's your life. Your life. You did not blessed with the gift to live somebody's life for them. You should not empower somebody to live your life for you. Once you ask yourself, what do I want to see? What do I want to see? And it comes back to your life. Do you want to travel the world? Do I want to be able to speak better? Do I want to be more patient? What do I want to see? How do I want to show up in the marketplace? As we said all the while, this world is a big marketplace. And the more value you show up, the more poise you show up, the more confidence you show up, the more that you are able to communicate. That's the better reflection you will get back from this big blue spinning planet. And what do you want to be? You want to be somebody of value. You want to be somebody who is successful. Then make sure you're studying success. All right. Making sure that you are taking the time to add value to your life. Empower yourself. Get the knowledge. And apart from that, make sure that you have a good and productive new year. All right. That's all I can say. It's for me coming on this platform. It's not about telling you how to live or letting you feel like you are not living and being. As long as you are happy. As long as you're happy, then you are living your life. But if you are miserable, then you got to go in search of the knowledge. You got to go in search of what's causing you to feel that way, all right? And as a wise man said, you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction, all right? And what we find with the beginning of a new year, it's not about changing your direction. It's not about changing your destination, but it's about changing your direction, all right? Start inputting different command to the system, to the mind, all right? Take control of your life. What's gone is gone, all right? 2024 is gone. It can't come back. It truly cannot come back. It's gone. But look ahead. As a wise man said, there's a reason why the windscreen is bigger than the rear view mirror. It's behind you. There's still so much ahead to see. 2025, there's still so much ahead to see. You got the holidays, you got the holidays you're still to go on. You got the trips, you got the life events that you're still supposed to experience. You got a whole life ahead of you. And as long as you're still getting breath in your lungs, you just need to keep looking ahead. All right. Let the past be a reminder, but also don't use it to burden yourself down. All right. And just take control of your life. Be honest. Honesty is the best policy. So if you feel like you have wasted a lot of time last year on social media in a meaningless group with meaningless people, then just be honest. I've never been to like a addiction group, but there's one key component. Whenever time you go to an addiction group, you have to accept that you're sick. So you hear the person hold up their hand and said, I'm so and so, and I'm addicted. We have to first admit it, because once you admit it, then you can start remedy the action. As a wise man said, where there is a cause, there is a cure. All right. This is what we do on this platform. So if you see me for the first time, maybe you have been praying to God that 2025 is going to be a better year. But there's one thing about wishing and hoping. As a wise man say, right? The foolish wishes and grumble, the wise work and wait. Write that down. All right, we talk about philosophy. We are about philosophy, because having the right philosophy is like having the right set of the seals. All right, the foolish. So don't be the foolish. Don't wish for a better future, but you're not doing the work. Yes, you can make affirmation, or you can do this thing nowadays where them say you're going to manifest. But you know how you manifest? Do the work. Do the damn work. If it's easy, do it easy. If it is hard, do it hard. Don't be just kidding yourself and said, I'm going to manifest this, or I'm going to repeat in affirmation. It doesn't work like that, because faith without work is dead. So guess what? You have the faith and I'm working. And as the Bible says, as you sow, so shall you reap. Man can tell how much seed is in the apple, but they can't tell how much apple is in the seeds. And that's the beauty of this blue spinning planet. If I buy an apple right now and bite into it and open it, I might see 2 or 3 seeds. But if I take them seeds and put them damn seeds in the ground, I don't know how much apple I am going to be able to reap once those come to fruition. And that's the beauty of this blue spinning planet. Do as much as you can. Plant as much as you can. Learn as much as you can. Do as much as you can. Take as much responsibility for your life as you can. But it's decision time. All right? And if you see me for the first time, and if you live anywhere in the world, because we say the strong brand for the strong people. Because to be on top form is to be in peak physical fitness, mentally, physically, spiritually, ultimately, economically, because a chain is as strong as its weakest link. All right? Once you wear this brand on your head or on your chest, we have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have everything. I feel like God gave me this brand to really wake up the people, because nowadays, some people are mentally, spiritually, emotionally broken. So sometimes I do live about the importance of emotional health and well-being. And I'm blessed and fortunate that sometimes God point me to a scripture in the Bible that said, use this to motivate. I call you my top farmers. A lot of people said I don't sell my clothing brand as much, but I feel like I'm on a bigger mission. I'm in a life of service, right? And that's a good place to be. Be your brother's keeper. So you want to empower yourself. You want to learn something. We live in a day and age, like, to me nowadays, coming on this platform and giving value, like, I don't have a dull day. I don't have a day where I feel down, because I just feel like I'm just giving. And the Bible says, freely give, freely receive. Because sometimes I might be sitting down because I'm only human and I feel drained, and somebody messaged me and said, thanks for your live. Or somebody will message me and said, I buy a t-shirt from you and the quality is good. And I just feel like a new surge of energy. But what we find nowadays, sometimes some of us is just existing. And we're living for ourselves. We don't give, we don't share. Right? And it's all a blessed love. Thanks for the roses. All right. Thanks for the roses. That's what we do. And again, you can drop me a message if I mention something and you did not remember it. Please feel free. We know that TikTok is not a dating website, so we are not about that. We are not. But people message me from time to time and say, hey, that book that you mentioned, and I will always respond. All right. Like I said, so this morning we came over for the beginning of the year, and just to tell you, sit down and take stock, right? If you have never, it's all about growth. The essence of life is growth. All right. The essence of life is growth. And if you're not growing, you are dying. There's no two ways about it. I like use Bob Proctor. He said everything vibrates. It's all about energy. It's all about frequency. Rich and successful people has known about these things and they have kept it away. Now, this is why when I came across it and realized, okay, we have to take charge of our life. I cannot leave my life up to chance. This is why the political class manipulates so much people, because we are looking out, not knowing that the cause is inside, so the cure is inside. I'm the one who did not think I was capable of learning. So nowadays I have to go and unlearn that mindset and know that I'm capable of learning. I'm capable of building a business. I'm capable of starting a company. I'm capable. And because I am said that I am capable, I am worthy, then I know that I've got the confidence. So it's about going about and executing it. All right. And I hope you take something from Blessed Shy. I hope you take something from this live this morning. Whether it was a book, we talk about the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. We talk, if you want to understand your money, if you say this year you want to be breaking free, because what we find about some of these books that's been written, like Morgan Heritage have a song that says that these scrolls has been stolen and locked away, right? But now that they have came out, so if you want to understand your money, I recommend the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. And if you're so broke at present that you can't buy the book, go up on YouTube and listen to the damn book. Right, it go and tell you so it's not what you earn, but it's what you are able to save. Save no less than 1/10 of your earning. If you have 7 apples and you put 7 apples in a bucket every day and you take out 1, you take out 6 and leave 1. By the end of the week, you're going to end up with 7 apples. That's the beauty of that book. It is so simple. And I said it all the while. Like living a successful life is not difficult. It's some of the most simplest principles. But what we find sometimes the simplest things is the hardest thing for us to do. I think it was Casey and Jojo of a soul song saying sometimes it's the best thing to do is the hardest thing for us to do. Go in search of knowledge. We talk about that book. We talk about As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. We talk about the science of getting rich. We talk about 3 feet from goal. We talk about Think and Grow Rich. We talk about your faith is your fortune, because you have to understand the importance of having faith. Faith is the substance of things unseen but hoped for. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in your ability. As a wise man said, we live by faith or we do not live at all. You have to have faith that this is not the end. Have a blessed 2025, all right? Honestly, thanks for joining me. For the people or persons who give me the few likes, I don't get a lot of likes, but we don't do it for the likes. I promise you, we're not about the likes. If we can come and uplift and save a brother who look like me or a sister who understand, because once you start adding these simple things in your life, you will see the changes. You will see the changes. Man is never in its complete being. And if you are listening to what I'm saying, if you are going search of knowledge, this is why sometimes people see you, they mean that disappointed or they're surprised. We were created not in our complete being. God created us, but it's on us to go and build on what He has created. What you are is God gives to you. What you become is your gift to God. What you are is God's gift to you. What you become. I love watching Vybz Kartel. Before we go, I love watching Vybz Kartel, because a lot of us, I watch Vybz Kartel for the musical prowess, but I watch Vybz Kartel for the transformation and the growth. And it's funny to see the amount of people who claim they love him, but they don't want to accept his growth. What Vybz Kartel has shown us, growth is the essence of life. Some people expect Vybz Kartel should have come out of prison and still be the person that he has been in going into prison. So you got to make it a point of view. You got to set yourself your growth target. You have to grow in your job, because if you don't grow in your job, you become obsolete. We see a lot of people did not want to grow, did not want to do things different. And a lot of them, after COVID, some people get redundant. Some people still trying to build back their life, because a lot of them still can only do things the old way. As Charles Darwin said, the survival of a species does not depend on the strongest and the fittest, but the most adaptable. For 2025 and going forward, the world is not going back. Knowledge is important. Specialized knowledge is important. And if you want to have a productive life for 2025 and the future to come, you're going to have to become adaptable. And that start by self-introspection. Examine your life. As a wise man said, I think it was Marcus Aurelius, a life not examined does not worth living. It is the 1st of January. It is literally the 1st of January. Examine your life. Mentally, physically, spiritually, even sexually. You got some people you give them one little piece last year, but they're not good. And them all calling a new year because a new year and them, no. And I don't give about none because I sit down and it never worked. Everybody ask me for the first time. Anyway, I do what I come for do. A blessed love, right? A blessed love, a blessed love. I just love and nothing but love, right? I gotta run. But it was I truly enjoy this more relaxed side of working and the delivering, and I hope I was able to get the message across. All right, enjoy the rest of the day. Have a blessed 2025. All right.